Shootdown, a thriller podcast, Episode 1. Written by Christopher Lynch at Camesia House in the morning of April 15th, 1969, at 4:30 a.m. We find USMC Staff Sergeant Hugh Lynch, a 27-year-old man of average height with red hair. Despite being stationed at the nearby Atsugi U.S. Naval Air Base outside of Tokyo, Hugh has opted to reside off-base, leasing a house in Camesia from a Japanese family. As the sun rises, his wife Kieran, aged 24 and 8 months pregnant, peacefully slumbers on a futon beside him. In a tiny second bedroom, their 2 daughters, aged 4 and 2, dream away. Suddenly, the shrill ring of the phone breaks the morning calm. Hugh, still groggy with sleep, slowly makes his way down the stairs to answer the call. With a yawn, he finally picks up the receiver.
Hello? This is Sergeant Lynch. Yes. Isn't there anyone else? You know my wife is due any day with twins? I understand.
Hugh ascends the stairs, his footsteps echoing in the quiet house, until he reaches his go-bag stashed away. With a tender touch, he leans down and plants a gentle kiss on Kieran's forehead, expressing his love silently.
I'm sorry, dear. The base called. I have to go on one of those overnight runs.
You were on a flight last week. This isn't your turn. Isn't there anyone else?
Turning towards Hugh, Kieran affectionately lifts her shirt, revealing her large, round belly, a visible testament to the life growing inside her.
Somebody got sick last night. I have to fill in for them.
As Hugh makes his way towards the bathroom, he stoops down to plant soft kisses on the foreheads of both his daughters, their innocent faces reflecting the love and warmth within their family.
Love you, girls. See you soon.
The girls mumble softly in their sleep, their dreams weaving a peaceful tapestry. Hugh then tenderly approaches Kieran, leaning in to place a loving kiss on her protruding belly, a gesture of affection and connection with their unborn child.
Love you. Tell those boys their daddy misses them.
At the Naval Air Facility at Atsugi, in the morning at 6 a.m., the scene unfolds in a spacious room designated for flight briefings. The room is equipped with a podium, a blackboard, and a large easel displaying a detailed map of the flight plan. As the crew members arrive, their names are methodically checked off a list. Amidst the buzz of activity, Hugh is handed an envelope marked Top Secret. With unwavering confidence, he strides into the room and settles into a wooden fold-up chair. Following closely behind is Navy Lieutenant Commander Dan Lipscomb, a 30-year-old man standing at 6 feet tall with sleek black hair. Hailing from a Navy family in Norfolk, Dan carries a distinct Tidewater accent. Spotting Hugh, Dan makes his way over to engage in conversation with his fellow crew member.
What are you doing here? I thought you were doing desk duty this week, especially with Kieran due.
Got a call from the dispatcher this morning, filling in. So what are you doing today?
I have to give the intelligence briefing. This is strictly a JCS tasking to poke Soviet and North Korean radar. The NSA folks back at Fort Meade are complaining that they don't have control over the tasking, and it's their money.
Then why are we here? 8 of us sit and monitor frequencies for 8 hours. All I ever hear are the Russians talking with aircraft. The North Koreans have only a handful of MiGs. I don't see the point.
NSA just tells me to have 8 linguists on board. No taskings or other requests.
You told me this year would be quieter. I was TDA almost 4 months last year between Da Nang and the Pueblo Task Force.
Dan playfully places a finger over his lips, signaling for Hugh to maintain secrecy, before gesturing towards the envelope with a knowing look, emphasizing the importance of the confidential contents within.
Just remember, some things are more top secret than others. I'll make sure you don't pull any extra TDAs. I'll have Judy look in on Kieran today.
Hugh nonchalantly shrugs in response to Dan's playful gesture, before casually pulling out a chair and settling into it. Just then, a guard stationed at the door announces,
"All present and accounted for. All present and accounted for."
The guard promptly exits the room, closing the door behind him with a soft click, enveloping the briefing room in a cocoon of confidentiality. Commander James Overstreet strides purposefully towards the podium, commanding the attention of the room as he prepares to address the assembled crew.
Good morning. I'm Commander Overstreet piloting this flight, which is designated as Deep Sea 129. As part of the Beggar Shadow program, we will be flying track 8263.
Moving to the easel, Overstreet uses a pointer to trace out the intricate flight plan on the map, highlighting key destinations such as Japan, the Koreas, and Vladivostok. Meanwhile, Hugh attentively studies the map, absorbing the crucial details of their upcoming mission.
We will take off from Atsugi at 0700 and enter the Sea of Japan at Niigata. We then will take a northwesterly course until we are due east of Chongjin, North Korea, about 120 miles south of Vladivostok. At that point, we will head south-southwest for approximately 120 miles and loop back north to the starting point. We will make another loop before heading to Osan Air Base in South Korea. The flight will last approximately 8.5 hours. There will be some chop as the weather is still unsettled in early spring.
Returning to the podium, Commander Overstreet resumes his position of authority, ready to deliver further instructions and guidance to the attentive crew members.
We have a full load this morning, 31 sailors. Excuse me, sir, 30 sailors and one badass Marine.
A ripple of laughter fills the room, breaking the tension as the crew members share a moment of camaraderie and levity amidst the seriousness of their mission briefing.
I stand corrected. We have some trainees on board for the ELINT taskings. We also have 2 taking a hop to Seoul. Enjoy.
As a gesture of respect and appreciation, the crew members rise to their feet and break into applause, acknowledging the efforts and leadership of Commander Overstreet and Hugh.
Now a few words on the security situation from Naval Security Group Intelligence Liaison Lieutenant Commander Lipscomb.
Dan steps forward, making his way towards the podium to address the gathered crew members, ready to contribute his insights and expertise to the mission ahead.
I know that remains on everyone's minds since the USS Pueblo was taken last year. With the return of our fellow sailors who were held captive by North Korea, the security situation has improved. This is the 15th such mission since November. SINCPAC considers this a low-risk mission. You should be aware that on 11 April, General H. Bastille III, commander of U.S. forces in Korea, wrote to SINCPAC, Admiral John McCain, that the North Koreans used unusually vehement and vicious language at the military armistice meeting in Panmunjom.
Dan steps away from the podium, allowing Commander Overstreet to reclaim his position at the forefront of the briefing, ready to continue guiding and informing the crew members with his authoritative presence.
Our orders are to keep at least 50 miles from the coast. North Korea only claims 12 nautical miles. Also, if challenged, we will break away from the flight path. I don't intend to be a hero. We are sitting ducks if the North Koreans attack.
Commander Overstreet casts a searching gaze around the room, taking note of the somber atmosphere that has settled over the group, sensing the gravity of the mission ahead weighing on their minds.
Any questions? No. Let's go.
As the crew of 31 members files out of the briefing room, preparing to embark on their mission, Hugh offers a crisp salute to Dan, a gesture of respect and camaraderie that is reciprocated by his fellow crew member. Transitioning to the EC-121 aircraft in the daylight at 7 a.m., the crew members ascend the ladder and assume their designated positions on the plane. Commander Overstreet takes his place in the cockpit, overseeing the final checklist before reaching for the radio, signaling the commencement of their mission.
Atsugi Flight Tower, this is Deep Sea 129 ready for takeoff. You are cleared.
As the plane slowly lumbers down the runway, Hugh settles into his station and carefully opens the top-secret instructions envelope. His station is equipped with 2 reel-to-reel recorders and a log, and he meticulously organizes his workspace. Placing a cherished family photo of Kieran and their 2 daughters on the console in front of him, Hugh finds solace in their smiling faces as the plane distances itself from North Korea. With a sense of calm, he retrieves the Russian version of Dr. Zhivago and immerses himself in its pages, using a holy card of St. Jude as a bookmark. Transitioning to a later time at 9:45 a.m. on the EC-121 aircraft, the mission continues to unfold.
At Sugi Tower, we resolved the communications issue. Our tech swapped out the parts. We will now cease radio communications.
Message acknowledged. See you tomorrow.
We are beginning radio silence. For the next 3 hours, there will be no radio transmissions. We will send a message at the top of the hour to let them know we are still here.
I apologize for the confusion. Could you please provide me with the dialogue that you would like me to rewrite with the given instructions for the scene at Osan U.S. Air Base in South Korea?
Sir, we have reflections of Deep Sea 129 nearing the beginning of track 8263. The North Korean radar also sees the aircraft.
Noted. We will notify Atsugi that we see them. Let me know immediately if anything happens out of the ordinary.
Copy.
Transitioning back to the EC-121 aircraft during the day at 11 a.m. The mission aboard the plane continues to unfold as the crew members remain focused on their tasks and objectives.
Commander Overstreet, the Soviets at Vladivostok have seen us. Their radios say that they are sending 2 MiGs to check us out. This is standard operating procedure. Thank you, Sergeant Lynch. Keep me posted if you pick up any chatter from the North Koreans. We will begin to make our turn to the south.
Commander Overstreet signals to the radio technician, emphasizing the importance of communication and coordination as they navigate through their mission aboard the EC-121 aircraft.
Send the hourly acknowledgement.
At Osan U.S. Air Base in South Korea during the day, at 1 p.m., the radio technician swiftly sends out 3 short bursts of communication, a vital link in the chain of operations as the mission progresses.
What's the status of Deep Sea 129?
We have had some difficulties tracking it, especially when it was north by Vladivostok. But we now have a good image.
What do the North Koreans see?
They track it also. So far, no unusual activity.
Returning to the EC-121 aircraft at a later time, the crew members remain dedicated to their duties, navigating through the skies with precision and focus as they work together towards their common goal.
Sir, there is no unusual activity. I'm picking up North Korean air traffic control for their training flights at Hoemom Air Base. Thank you, Sergeant Lynch.
Turning towards the radio technician, a crucial member of the team responsible for maintaining communication and ensuring the success of the mission aboard the EC-121 aircraft.
Send out the hourly communication.
Arriving back at the Naval Air Facility, Atsugi, during the day, the bustling activity and strategic operations continue as the crew members fulfill their duties and responsibilities in the ongoing mission.
Hourly communication from Deep Sea 129 received.
On board the EC-121 aircraft during the day at precisely 1:31 p.m., the crew maintains their vigilance and focus as they navigate through the skies, each member playing a vital role in the success of the mission.
Sir, I just picked up a strange exchange. 2 MiGs have taken off from Hoemom Air Base, and they were talking about a present for President Kim's birthday.
Transitioning to Osan U.S. Air Base in South Korea, just moments after the previous scene, the strategic operations and coordination between the crew members continue to unfold as they work towards achieving their objectives.
Sir, 2 MiGs have taken off from Hoemom Air Base. They are making a beeline for Deep Sea 129.
Send out a warning signal to the aircraft.
Sir, the Air Force has the warning system, but the Navy does not.
The deputy base commander's eyes widen in astonishment, reflecting the unexpected turn of events or revelation unfolding before them at Osan U.S. Air Base in South Korea.
What the fuck? Then send out a regular message so that it may get a warning.
Sir, the 1 MiG is 55 nautical miles away. The other one is 65 miles to the west.
Probably taking up a defensive position.
The first MiG is closing fast and is coming up behind Deep Sea 129.
Launch the standby F-102s immediately. Get some help out there.
In a continuous sequence aboard the EC-121 aircraft, Commander Overstreet swiftly turns the lumbering plane due east, adjusting its altitude by pushing the nose down to descend to a lower level. In a tense moment, as he executes the maneuver, Overstreet catches sight of a MiG fighter jet firing a missile towards their aircraft. With a sense of urgency, he screams into the intercom, alerting the crew to the imminent danger.
Missile!
Hugh's gaze shifts upwards as he instinctively crosses himself, seeking solace and protection in a moment of intense danger. Clutching the photo of his beloved wife and children tightly, he braces himself for the impact as the situation unfolds rapidly. The sudden impact is felt, followed by a moment of eerie silence. Transitioning to Osan U.S. Air Base in South Korea during the day at 1:47 p.m., the repercussions of the recent events reverberate through the airbase as the gravity of the situation sinks in.
Sir, the EC-121 reflection has disappeared. The closer MiG is making a wide turn and returning to base.
The deputy base commander's eyes remain fixed on the radar screens, his expression tense and focused as he processes the unfolding events with a sense of urgency. The timestamp reads 1:51 p.m., marking a critical moment in the ongoing situation at Osan U.S. Air Base in South Korea.
Get those last coordinates to the F-21s. What are those MiGs doing?
They are returning to base. Sir, the standing orders are for the planes to dive to a low altitude.
Okay, let's keep monitoring.
Transitioning to Kamishaya NSG during the day at 2 p.m., the scene unfolds in a new setting the stage for the continuation of the story in this critical moment.
It's on the hour. Send out the ping.
Acknowledging. Yes, sir.
The communicator sends the message.
Sir, no response.
Okay, try again in 10 minutes. Communications out there are shitty at best.
I'm sorry, but I need more context or details to proceed with rewriting the scene at Osan U.S. Air Base in South Korea. Could you please provide me with the dialogue or description that you would like me to enhance? The deputy base commander looks at the radar screens. He is focused and stone-faced. His voice increasingly rises with his fears.
Send a note to 5th Air Force. Mate, has anyone had any tracking on that beggar shadow since 1347?
Yes, sir.
And let's plot out the reflections of Deep Sea 129 and the 2 MiGs from 1:30 on.
Our radar coverage is spotty, but the North Korean images are clear.
Transitioning to Kamishaya NSG in the afternoon at 2:40 p.m., the scene unfolds in a new setting, providing a fresh perspective as the narrative progresses.
Sir, I tried the 5th time. No response from Deep Sea 129.
Dan's attention is drawn to the secure phone as it rings, prompting him to pick up the receiver and listen intently. A wave of shock washes over him, draining the color from his face as he processes the information conveyed through the call. With a heavy heart, he quietly ends the call, his expression betraying the gravity of the news he has just received.
That was the Atsugi Tower. He just got a call from his Air Force contact who said that there were 2 MiGs near the flight. Keep trying.
Transitioning back to Osan U.S. Air Base in South Korea, just moments after the previous scene. The tension and urgency in the airbase intensify as the deputy base commander grapples with escalating fears and uncertainties, setting the stage for critical developments in the unfolding situation.
Sir, we have plotted the beggar shadow mission and the MiGs. The MiG crosses the path of the Navy plane at the time it disappeared.
What about the plane diving to the deck?
It would have gained altitude again, and we would have seen it.
Where are the F-102s?
They had to turn back, sir, low on fuel. They didn't report any sightings of the aircraft.
The deputy base commander takes a deep, steadying breath, steeling himself for the challenges and decisions that lie ahead in the high-stakes situation at Osan U.S. Air Base in South Korea.
We have to notify Washington. Send a critic message to 5th Air Force and to NSA headquarters that the plane is missing and presumably shot down.
Sir, a critic message?
That's the message that overrides all other traffic and goes straight to the Pentagon and White House. It is only for the most dire emergencies when all hell has broken out. All hell has broken loose.
In Camisia NSG during the afternoon, Dan paces back and forth with a growing sense of worry and frustration etched on his face. His movements are restless as he keeps a vigilant eye on the teletype machine, the source of vital information in this tense and critical moment.
Did you ping them again?
Yes, sir. 9 times. There is no response.
As the teletype machine springs to life, Dan's gaze narrows in concentration as he reads the incoming message. A sudden wave of shock washes over him, draining the color from his face as the gravity of the information sinks in, leaving him visibly shaken and unsettled.
Sir, everything all right?
It's a critic message. Osan Air Base believes the flight was shot down at 1347.
Why are we just getting this now?
We weren't on the original message. The Air Force can't communicate with us. Fort Meade repeated it.
Dan slumps into a chair and buries his face in his hands.
My God. My God. All those good men. What did I miss? There wasn't supposed to be any threat.
He remembers his last words with Hugh. Thanks for listening to Episode 1 of Shootdown Drama Podcast by Christopher Lynch, sponsored by Plaiwrite, where every hero can tell their story, where you can write, direct, and produce your own podcast. Stay tuned for next week's episode, Episode 2.